Within a situation analysis for an efficient to design language curriculum program, we've got adoption factors. And I think it's important to understand the significance of adoption factors because the very word adoption, as you could see yourself, indicates, I mean, it signifies about change when a new change is going to be introduced, whether the learners or the teachers or the administration are they ready to accept the change, what the effect of this change is going to be upon different variables involved in situation analysis. Right. So let's have a look at some of the key questions which need to be addressed in order to analyze adoption factors. We've got whenever we are going to introduce an innovation, a change, or a new element in the course, whether it's about the methodology or a new textbook, or introducing. So we've got certain benefits attached to that change. We need to take into account what benefits this specific change can offer to the learners, the teachers, or to the setting overall. And then we need to identify whether the new change is going to be compatible to the existing beliefs about the nature of language teaching or not. Okay. I mean, this is very important in the context of language teaching, where English is seen as a second or a foreign language. Okay. So we need to make sure that the change, whether it's going to disrupt the existing beliefs or not, I mean, what's its overall impact? Okay, and what are going to be some of its complications of a new change if to be designed to be introduced, right? Then we need to find out before introducing a change whether this specific element was tested before or not, and what was its sort of implications then when it was tested. So we need to ensure this element for second language curriculum design. Okay, and I think this is important questions. There should be a clear communication between the change and the teachers. I mean, the teachers need to be communicated clearly about the benefits or the complications attached to a specific change. Okay, and I think it needs to be, all the parties need to be clear about some new innovation. For example, if a school wants to introduce a change of teaching language with the help of communicative, with the help of information communication technology, all the parties involved, all the stakeholders involved need to be clarified, right? So we've got some practicality issues attached to adoption factors. For example, I think this example will illustrate our purpose here. Okay. For example, if a school wants to introduce communicative language teaching methodology as compared to grammar translation method, as you could see the two terms CLT versus GTM, right? So the school needs to ensure whether the teachers are ready or not about this specific change. Okay. For example, if the change has been implemented, is been introduced and implemented, the teacher might not be ready to accept communicative language teaching because they are more prone to using a grammar translation method. So the whole point, the whole notion is it needs to be clarified between, I mean, it needs to be the change needs to be understood between different stakeholders before its implementation. Right. So what we have gathered so far is like, to change, we can have the level of commitment on the part of the teachers or on the part of some other stakeholders, and then we've got the level of funding available for this specific change. So what this adoption factors element, I think this is key factor for situation analysis, and I strongly support Nation and McAllister's point of view that it's one of the key elements of situation analysis, and we need to understand the significance before introducing a new change.